People always ask, where did we get the name Blue Water Climate Control? When a Navy ship casts off lines, exits the harbor, and loses sight of land, that's blue water sailing. It takes a team of people to do that. Tireless work, focus, and attention to detail. So much of starting a business is just like that. After it's done, you get filled with deep satisfaction for accomplishing something. And it's quickly followed by, now the real work begins. We're Blue Water Climate Control.
Alexis, bring us into the show.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to the Bucket 2 MC show. It's been a minute, but I'm happy to be back with Maria. You know, I'm excited to recap what happened over the weekend with Lady Vol Sports. But before we do that, let's go ahead and thank all of the rest of our sponsors.
I'm going to help you out, Alexis. I'm going to put the photo up for you.
Yeah, I like that. Of course, huge shout out to Terry Holder, Orange Mountain Designs, your Lady Vol source since 2008. Make sure y'all are supporting. Go get the new gear. Go get your winter stuff, your hoodies, your long sleeves. I mean, I have a couple new items that I can't wait to show off. There's a Christmas hoodie. You have flags. You also have the Vegas shirts. If y'all are catching a flight out to Vegas, y'all can go ahead and grab those. Shout out to the Gold Standard Fitness and Sports Performance Training, our girl Jamel Johnson down in Atlanta, Georgia. She will be taking new clients again soon. Alexis Hornbuckle basketball is running about the same pace now that I can kind of step away from the restaurant and get my life back balanced. I will be taking new clients soon. You also have Just Pass It Tutoring, where learning is made simple, where you can get all of your mathematical tutoring needs, K through 12, including PSAT, ACT, and SAT prep. So shout out to Volunteer Roadshow. Thank you, Bobby, Billy, for allowing us to use this platform. And, of course, Billy Ratliff's Tap 40 Grill. Y'all know what it is.
Oh, yeah. Let me grab that photo. Can't be forgetting the Tap 40. There we go.
Tap 40. There it is.
There it is. We got a bunch of people. Everybody's been asking, where's Alexis? Where's Alexis? I'm like,
I'm here.
She's been busy with the restaurant. Then I had said you were out of pocket, and one of our non-Southern fans said, "What is out of pocket mean?" And I mean, that means not available. So
yep, I was in Vegas. Sandra and I were in Vegas from like Tuesday to Saturday.
Nancy said, "Who is that with you, Maria? I don't remember her. It's been so long."
Oh wow, that's where we're going with it, guys. Jokes, I love it. I'm back. Okay, it's me. It's Buck. I'm here.
Kimberly's here. Jones here. Nancy, of course, is here. Donna's here. Deb is here. Mary Campbell's here. Trish Jackson. Donna Hairston. I said her. Amanda. Some of y'all, I don't even say your last names. We're so used to y'all. Beth Edwards. Beth is always here.
Yep,
Alexis, like most people, where I work is trying to take a couple days off for Thanksgiving, which means we're cramming like 5 days of work into 2 here. Yeah. So I couldn't make y'all show last night. I was still working. I imagine y'all recapped a lot, but I want to ask you about, obviously I got you in my video when they did the Lady Vol alums on Sunday. I mean, you were in that long line. It's every decade represented there. Just share with me what a special day that is to get back together with your sisters for life.
Oh, man, it was an honor and a privilege and just excitement. Meek probably said it best when she was speaking in Pratt Pavilion before the game. Just this is something that can't be every once in a blue moon. Like, this is something that Pat wanted this to be a family tradition from every class that came in as Lady Vols, and to get back to just people and be surrounded by so much greatness and success, not only on the basketball court, but just in life in general. Oh man, I had a great time. I don't think I stopped smiling.
And I know most people probably saw the clip. The graciousness of Tamika Catchings was on display. You know, they were getting ready to do the big photos, and the crowd's she's being officially introduced, and she calls for Al Brown and Holly Warlick to move down with her and embraces them because she wanted her coaches in the photo. That is the epitome of Tamika Catchings right there.
Absolutely. That was huge, and just so much respect behind that. I know that meant a lot to Al. I know it meant a lot to Holly. That was just awesome. That was an awesome moment to witness.
Karen Vogel wants to know, what did you think of our fight? I assume she means against Texas on Sunday. What did you think of that game?
Okay. Well, that's two different things. What do I think of the game? What do I think of our fight? I'm very proud of our fight. Um, we got it together. Certain aspects of the game. I'm just happy we stuck it out. It was a close game against a really good team that was coming off a big win, and I couldn't be more proud of the outcome and the way the girls got us to that W. What did I think about the game? Okay, now I'm coming from a player perspective on this. Um, if we tighten up the little things, if we have more attention to detail, if we really put defense and rebounding and free throws in the forefront of our focus for the season, I think that we could have embarrassed Texas in that game. But miss box out, miss layups, uh, lazy with the ball at times, unforced turnovers. I'm coming at it like, how do we prepare to get to a Final Four? I mean, you have 2K who had a triple double. You have Jordan Horston who man, she's just so smooth as a scorer, getting it in. Green always comes in and gives quality minutes. Um, I love how we kind of flow together, but we just don't have what it takes to make it to a Final Four and compete for a championship yet. But it's still early in the season. So that's what I think about the game.
That game reminded me of some of those classic Tennessee LSU or Tennessee Rutgers game. That game was brutal.
Yep,
I mean, I imagine everybody crawled into an ice bath after that game.
Yeah, I saw a lot of ice bags in the locker room after that on bodies.
That was big girl basketball. That's what Dean said. This is a game for grown women. That was a game for grown women. And in that game.
Oh yeah, they battled. I mean, they had to. In order for us to pull off a win like that, everybody had to want to win. They had to will themselves to win, and we did that collectively. We did that, and we were picking each other up. It was a good game. Like, I was on my feet. I was on the edge of my seat, sitting beside Debbie Jennings. So yeah, we're over there coaching, and okay, what will we do here? Was it and I'm just glad the outcome was what it was.
Yeah, as a player, you're going to zero in on, all right, what can we do better?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what a player does. Yeah, offensive. Tennessee ended up crushing them on the boards.
Oh yeah.
At one point, Texas was ahead. That fourth quarter, totally different fourth quarter.
We got after it in the fourth. We realized it was now or never. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's a big hiss. Lopi does not like the kittens. Okay, Lopi, I got
it. And Donna, yes, Brooklyn Miles, she played well. She had great quality minutes. I'm still a huge fan of Snoop, Alexis Dye. Like, every time she was doing something down the stretch, I'm like, that's why she's here. Like, we need more of that.
Yeah, she her offensive rebound to tie it. I mean,
oh man,
I mean, if you don't tie that game with what was there, less than a minute to go? Let me look up exactly. She tied.
Yeah, it was less than a minute
in regulation with 21 seconds to go.
Yep.
If you don't tie that game on an offensive rebound, Texas has the ball and you got to foul them, and you're down 2. They hit both of them. I mean, now they put all the pressure on Texas by tying that game.
Yeah.
So
they did. I loved it. That was exciting. Cheryl Ford said Jordan Walker was big also, as was Sarah Buckets. So fun to watch. Yeah, they came in big at times. I'm looking for consistency. So it's not that I'm not praising the players for where we're at and what we're doing. It's just my expectations of Lady Vol basketball players is very high. So when I see what they're doing and like, oh, that's good, but we need to do it all the time so that it's a great thing. Because I do believe that we have the personnel to do big things in the SEC as well as compete, for a Final Four, Elite 8 type situation.
That their defense is probably the best it's been in several years. That the
they
defense
picked it up
ahead of itself.
They picked it up, and it was looking good at times, especially down the stretch. I was excited about that because Maria comes down to stops.
And I do want to shout out to Mari Key for playing 39 minutes in that game. for a post player that's got to go end to end with that kind of physicality, that just comes from within, because you know you're exhausted at that point. You just got to get past it.
And semi in foul trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So
now the SEC, and I'm not going to quibble with who they picked, but the last time Tamari Key had a triple-double was last season against Florida, and she shared co-SEC Player of the Week. The Player of the Week came out today, and it was Aaliyah Boston, who had a fantastic tournament at Battle for Atlantis, not taking anything away. Why that wasn't a co-SEC Player of the Week, that one kind of bothered me. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. So, Maria, sometimes it just doesn't make sense.
I'll put that in the category of doesn't make sense. Or even Jordan Horston, her back-to-back games this week.
Right.
Monday and Sunday. For anybody who wasn't taking South Florida seriously, and people don't sometimes because they haven't heard of them, even though they're ranked, they don't really, if you don't follow, they nearly beat UConn, and they beat number 9 Oregon in that tournament. And that's who Tennessee beat on its home floor Monday.
Yeah.
So don't overlook the quality of opponent. This is directed more at fans. Don't overlook the quality of opponents that Tennessee is playing right now, and doing it without Ray Burrell.
Yes, which is very important. As she sits there, as she tries to get healthy, and we try to see if we're going to get her back on the court, if she's able to, and if the girls continue to find ways to win, find ways to gel, and build that continuity, I feel like putting her back in the mix would just elevate, the whole play of the entire team. So we're in a good spot right now.
Yeah. Colleen said, I think their defense is really good. I would like to see more full court press. I think that will come as you get, I think Brooklyn can play it. Right now, when you're leaning on your starters to play 38, 39 minutes a game, Jordan Walker was not well in that game. That was like a flu game for her. The one thing you worry about in full court press is getting beat or getting in foul trouble. And so there's but I think this team can have the personnel to do that. They really need Ray back. They need a little more depth. But Alexis, what do you see? If they have a full court press, you got to buy in at all 5 positions on the floor. What do you see there?
I definitely agree with you. You have to buy in. You have to have the personnel to do it. But bottom line is, the players have to be committed to doing it. And obviously, press and press breaks are designed around personnel. So if you do have someone who's a little less athletic or a little slower, obviously they're going to be towards the back of your press. Your athletes are going to be in the front. I think that there's times that we could utilize our bench and press people while they have their starters there to just kind of exert energy while giving ours a break. When you mentioned Brooklyn, who obviously has the speed to do it. Oh man, why am I going to blank? Is it Kaya?
Kaya Wynn? Yeah.
Yeah, Kaya Wynn. That's a heck of an athlete there. You leave Jordan Horston in. Jordan Walker, when she's playing well, healthy, in there. I like Kean Green in there because she can move.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna be physical. She's gonna sacrifice her body, and she communicates. And I think you need to have her in there. I think we have certain people that we could press with, but all in all, Maria, I'm agreeing with you. It's hard right now with the rotation that Kelly's playing and the people that she is relying on right now.
And I'm not sure Texas is the team you break it out against. You may want to test it.
Yeah,
test it a little bit.
That's a fact.
Test it a little bit because they have played some excellent guards. And guards break pressure, as you know. I mean, nobody could press Shannon Bobbitt. That was a waste of time.
Yeah, she was a one-man press break. One-woman press break.
She could do that. But Donna, Nancy mentioned the 2-3 zone being amazing. I will agree. And we were talking on Press Row. We had not seen that zone before. That was the first time Tennessee has played it. And they do. I mean, that was the difference. And Tennessee wiped out a 12-point deficit and forced the game into overtime and outscored Texas 20-10 in that fourth quarter. And we were able to talk to Kelly today. We had some media availability, and I asked her where did that come? Because remember, it almost looked like a matchup. Remember, she coached under Joe Champy,
right
at Auburn, and she said it wasn't that, but she put it in her back pocket to use. And this is the first time in her 3 years here, she's in her third season, that she has shown that zone at Tennessee. And the brilliance of that is Texas had no way to know it was coming. And as you could probably see, Texas did not know how to attack it.
Right. Yeah, they found some gaps from time to time, but overall that zone disrupted them completely.
And it also meant Tamari could roam the paint. And
Yes,
when
yes.
Tamari roams the paint, that's just, I mean, they kept going in at her. I'm like, she's going to send it back. She did.
Yeah.
Laura said, anyone have an update on Warren from Texas? I have not heard. There wasn't anything said after the game. She's the one, there was that tie up for the scramble at the end.
Yeah, it looked like it was a slight elbow, Marie. I'm not sure. You were actually, your angle was closer to mine.
We actually, from where I sit, I'm screened off by the basket.
Oh, the basket cut you off.
We just saw that a player was down. We couldn't even see who at first.
Yeah, on the replay, it looked like the tip of Horston's elbow just caught her head. And I was saying, like, if you get hit in the right spot, especially in your head, it doesn't take a powerful force. So, because it wasn't an intentional elbow, and then you have the collision of all three of them battling for the rebound. So I'm thinking, if anything, maybe like a mild concussion.
Well, Texas fights too. I mean, that game was out of reach then, and they were. I mean, that was in the final 2 seconds of the game, and they wanted that ball back.
Yeah, that's a fact. They were fighting. We were fighting. It happens. I hope and pray that she gets better. Laura said she's had multiple concussions before. I know all about that. So yeah, you can't play with those head injuries. And then there's the possibility maybe she just knew it was over and it was like, take me out, coach, just get me out.
Yeah, she looked pretty dazed when they got her up.
I know. I saw her walk back even after the game, and yeah, they still had people helping her, like walking back towards in the locker room.
That's not good. Head injuries always make me nervous. Now, obviously, I missed the collective unfiltered. How was Jamel on soccer, man? What a run! What a run!
Yeah, she was proud. She spoke on being very proud and how excited she was to, at least be able to come back and watch a game for the first time, and since she graduated, I believe, or maybe within the last year of when she graduated. But the fact of what they did in the SEC, how they played, she hated that, it was a 3-0 shutout, but Michigan, that's a tough game to play. But she's just looking forward towards like next year and the preseason and seeing what these girls have. So she's confident that this was just the start of what they have coming for next season.
Kimberly pointed out that Tamari blocked 36% of Texas' shots in the fourth quarter.
She was getting a hand on everything.
There's a reporter, the editor of what is it? TJ. It's the students journalism. I think it's TJN. I'm getting that wrong. He's on Twitter. He does these great little pie charts of certain things. And he did a pie chart and had Texas's made shots, missed shots, and then this big slice of pie with Tamari's face on it about the number of blocks. I mean, that zone meant she just camped in the paint. She didn't have to track a particular player, in and out. And man, you got near that rim, and she was like a goalie. She was like a soccer goalie in there.
Oh yeah, she came up in the fourth quarter big for us.
Now, I do think Tennessee soccer got hosed on that seed. They should not have been a 3 seed playing at Michigan. They should.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
And Michigan has had a major flu outbreak this week. The CDC had to go up there. They've had 586 cases of flu on campus.
Wow.
So I hope the soccer team got home healthy.
Right.
After being there. Flu seems to be really bad this season. I guess it's because everybody's back out doing things.
Oh, yeah. Then, just happy to be out and about and not being mindful that the flu never went away, people, just in case y'all didn't know. common colds, the flu. You still have to be smart. It's the weather changes. You can't just be out here in spring, summer clothes still just because you're drunk and drinking and you think it's hot. It's cold. Your body is taking the the blunt of it. Be smart, okay? Wear a
I
mask
know.
when you're in crowded places if you can. I mean, if you're at the bar eating or a restaurant, that's different.
All right, tell me about these back-to-back weekends. I know you've had to be at the restaurant, and you were out of town for some of it, um, but you've got Candace Parker in, then you got Tamika Catchings in. Just what have your last 2 weekends been like?
Oh man, fun. Full of smiles. I'm telling you. Like I love. I hadn't seen CP in a minute. So and it wasn't just her. Of course, it was Jamel, Candace, Kate, Heather Mason. Um, so it was just fun times all around. Laughs, a lot of stories. Heather has the best stories because we were all knuckleheads at some point in time. Some more than others. I won't talk about anyone else. But that was fun. That was exciting. Being able to just sit there, catch up with CP because she's not going to talk about the fact that she left LA, went home, they took them to their first finals, and then led them to their first championship. Oh no, just busy now. Back at work, Lex. I miss you, and I just love that. And then fast forward to this past weekend, Catch and Pratt. I mean, she gives the best hugs, man. She just holds you tight. Sis, how are you? I hear you're running a restaurant. And then she said, I hear nobody likes you. She said, that's how you know you're doing a good job. So just smiles and just to know that Lady Vol sisterhood, that family love environment, it's there and it's not going anywhere. um, and that not only are we going to continue it, but we're trying to bring it back to the current, Lady Ball, so that they can fully continue that and embrace that.
Yeah, it's something special, and I think I'm not going to say any names because I know you're here, but that that Texas game, I'm talking about recruiting now. That Texas game was 1 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon on ESPN, not ESPNU or ESPN News or ESPN2 or the ESPN app, the
Right.
main ESPN channel. That game had the full attention of women's basketball, and to say that it resonated with recruits is an understatement. I think Tennessee had some phone lines popping after that game and this week with recruits. I mean, that is a showcase of Tennessee right there because the crowd was into it. The noise is coming through on television. You got Tamika Catchings there. All it's as you know, the whole goal is to get Tennessee back to the and the Tennessee standard is cutting nets. That as
That's what it
unfair as
is.
that may be. That is the Tennessee standard, and the appeal of Tennessee is still there. I mean, even you tell me another school that can go 13 years without a Final Four and struggle in some SEC games and keep having a fan base come back and back and back. And Tennessee is not something people always thought. There were a lot of people. I'll say the flip side of that. There were a ton of people watching that game who were happy. There were a ton of people watching that game who primarily have to recruit against Tennessee who were not the least bit happy with that game. And some of these so-called club teams who like to steer their players in certain directions don't like the fact that Tennessee is someplace that doesn't play your little steer games. I'll just be as blunt as I can be and not make you talk about it. But that was a showcase event for Tennessee basketball. That's what Tennessee needed.
That's what we needed. That's what we got to get back to. But that's where we have to stay at. So this
Mhm.
was a great win. As far as just seeing the fight in our girls lasting through the overtime, doing that, coming out on top, sticking together. You didn't see us fold. You didn't see the shoulders, the body language of defeat, and that's what the young recruits want to do. Because all they're looking for is is the chance to say, you know what? I could see myself taking them to that next level. They're already back to what they're doing. And that's what you want the recruit to feel. Like they can really help lead your team or be a part of leading your team to a championship. So I think that was great for recruiting.
So does little Mox Jordan Cornelius agrees here. Look at that face. and I purposely got 2 black kittens because unfortunately black kittens are the last to be adopted. People don't notice them as much. You can't see their eyes as much. People go for the little tabbies and the more colorful cats. And I was like, I want 2 black cats out of this shelter and living with me because they're the last to get adopted. And here they are. There's the other one. This is Harper right here. Little Harper. So, yeah, it was and I agree with you. I am not overhyping this game. It is freaking November. I mean, you got to go to Vegas. You got to fly out there. There's a time change. You got back-to-back games. You got all the family and Thanksgiving. You could go out there Friday and look like you forgot to play basketball. I mean, there's going to be hits. There's going to be, the peaks, the valleys. But the question is, what do you look like in March? And what are the habits you have developed by March? And I think that's what you're looking for.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So if we continue down this road and just bless you and just clean up, like I said, the little stuff, the turnovers, the missed box outs, the free throws, which down the stretch we did start hitting our free throws.
Yes, they hit them when it mattered.
Yeah, they did hit them when it mattered, and that's important. But let's think about the situations we could have possibly been in if we were making them from the start, all throughout.
I agree, but it wouldn't have been in overtime.
Right. So, but yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I think that's what the coaching staff is looking for. I think the girls are looking to continue to do that and want to see themselves do that because it makes film session a lot easier when you're doing things right.
Okay, I got people asking cat questions. All right. Best at the Panthers. Yes. Renee Suter said, does Mox have white hairs in his ears? He does. He has these tiny little white fuzzy fur in his ears. It's very cute. Peggy has adopted 2 Black Panthers. Teresa and Bill Vest, they also adopt black kitties. I love all this. Lisa Randy Moyer is on the way to Vegas to watch 2 exciting games. Can't wait. Way to go, Lisa. And Laura Ward pointed out, I have my own double Jordans. Yes, I do. They're also named after the double Jordan. It's a Southern animals have to have 2 names. So it's Mox Jordan and Harper Jordan. I mean, you got to have 2 names in the South.
There you go.
Speaking of Jordan Walker, I want to shout her out separately. She was sick all week. She was like,
she was playing sick
in the bed, sick all week. Wasn't even able to practice. Had to have teammates and staff bringing her food.
Wow.
She crawled out of her sick bed to play that game, and what a game she played. So,
yeah. Well, listen, way to tough it out. Way to tough it out because that's hard to do, especially when you've been down all week.
Oh, sorry that I disappeared for a minute. There we go.
Oh no, you're good. I just want to make sure we see what we if we missed anything.
I love it.
Bandit said soccer brackets were awful. I had to cancel tournament due to COVID. Tony asked how many locations do I manage. Tap 40 is only one. It's Billy Rattler's place. It's locally owned. Tamari came out big this year and put new meaning to the phrase "not in my house." Facts, Julie. Good to see Holly in the building. Trish, right? I agree. Tennessee is special. Did you see the tweet by the Insider Exposures about the refs cheating for Tennessee? I did not. Maria, did you?
I saw it and laughed. It was a pretty It was an interesting tweet. Like I'm so tired of these officials cheating for Tennessee. I'm like, you promote the game of basketball and events, man. Don't tweet that. I mean, I've criticized the refs, but I've never said you're cheating for a team. I mean, and the irony of that is that Tennessee historically has not gotten many calls in their favor, for God's sake. If anything, it was, for the years that Pat was dominating everybody, they gave the other team a break.
What about the simple fact that number one, the center for Texas didn't get a foul into the fourth quarter when she was all on TK back and Green's back. And it's not like her lateral movement was amazing and she could move those puppies. So you telling me she didn't foul for 4 quarters? And y'all telling me it didn't have anything to do with the fact that their main post player was out injured? So they tried to. I'm just saying, if you're going to look into the refs and say cheating, let's look at the whole entirety of the game and what happened. That's all I'm saying. That would have been my response if I saw it.
Cheating is an extreme allegation. Have I seen bad calls? Yes, absolutely,
both ways
on both teams. But cheating is taking that to a whole nother level of accusation. This game was a hard game to officiate. It was physical, it was fast, and I thought overall there were some pretty bad calls at times, but I thought overall, like when Jordan had her back climbed over and somehow got the foul. I still hadn't figured that one out, but that's going to happen in a game. So
yeah,
I get that.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned Holly. That was Holly's first game back in Thompson Bowling since she left. After the 2018-19 season. Did you get to talk to her? How was that?
Yeah, of course. I went down there and hugged her and Jackie both. I love Holly. Anytime I see her, it's nothing but love and hugs and laughs. So I'm just happy to see her back in the building. Because at the end of the day, she's a former Lady Vol. She's an LVFL, not only as a player but as a coach. So there's no way that she should not feel comfortable walking back into TBA at any point in time.
She gave everything she had for Tennessee. Everything, literally everything she had. And I was glad she was very. I was down there when she came in, and both officials went over to fist bump her. Fans were coming down to hug her. I was very glad to see that reaction because you're right. She deserves it. Everything she did for Tennessee as a player, a coach, and then stepping in when her mentor and mother basically got sick from a wretched disease and never really had time to grieve any of it. So
right.
I do want to bring up my second favorite former Lady Vol, besides you, Alexis.
Oh, thank you.
Nikki Anasike, we're getting so close to nearly wiping out that debt. I think we're only like 6,000 away from
that's awesome.
Reaching a goal and giving her the ability to start not clean, but not with tens of thousands of dollars in debt. The little boys are ready for Thanksgiving, so I want to put this photo up.
Look at my little Lucian man. Look at man. Maz is getting so big. Lucian's looking good though too. He's just shorter.
Yeah, I mean, look at the little turkey and the football and little matching outfits. I mean, look how they're holding hands. They are so bonded. Look at those little faces.
Look at him, man, smiling. He's proud. Look at him.
Man, that every time I need to just smile, I'll look at a picture of Mez and Lucci. And I can't help but just beam.
Oh yeah,
at those two.
They are too cute.
Well, I don't think we've missed anything on here. Make sure. Yeah, everybody else is. Oh my God, they are adorable. Everybody else is saying, yeah, the officiating. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Renee said, I hope Holly felt a lot of love in TBA. That's all I've got, Alexis. It's almost Thanksgiving. I was going to say Halloween. They all run together. I hope you have a safe, wonderful Thanksgiving with family. Everybody be safe out there. Be careful. Don't drive and use your phone. Put your phone down in the car. That's for you, Alexis. When you're in the car, put your phone down.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to let you take us out of here and let everybody get started on their holiday week. I will be back. If you can make it, I will be back. The games are Friday and Saturday, 6:30. So that would put us in here about 9:30-ish. If you're around, pop in. I'll send you a link.
I will be at the restaurant. Hopefully, it will be well staffed enough that I can actually do it at the restaurant, which would be pretty cool. So, and allow everybody else there to hear. So, if you're not in Vegas, come on to watch the restaurant at Tap 40, and that way you'll be live audience at Tap 40 for the post game show.
Perfect. I will send you a link to go in live Friday and Saturday after the game. A lot of it's going to overlap with Tennessee Vandy, so I know people may watch it later, but we'll have some post-game comments.
Yep.
And Alexis, I'm gonna let you take us out of here. It's only Tuesday, and I feel like I've like worked a week already.
I understood, Maria. Everybody, we love you. We thank you for supporting and watching our show. Make sure you press that like button, the thumbs up button, the subscribe button, and share it. Make sure you share it with your friends. Let us know how we're doing. Until next time, we will see you this weekend for a post-game show. I'll definitely try to pop in. Let's make it live. We will be showing the games, both Lady Vol and Vols, all weekend at Tap 40. Just another reason to come. Until next time, we love y'all and go Lady Vols.